Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're gonna let
Morning.
people. Yeah. Good morning. We have a special guest with us today, Matt Griffin. So we are live across all of our platforms right now. We're basically 24 hours from the start time, and so we've got folks in Clarity who we sent that out to over 13,000 people that are in the Clarity Lives, and then on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Anybody feel free to join here. Um, the way this will kind of all go down, guys, is here we'll start the analysis, and we'll give it about a minute or two. We'll let some people get in here, and then as we're going through our analysis, we won't really interact with the comments just because they will be very difficult to keep up with. I do see them on the screen, but what we'll try to do is go over everything in detail and let you all know, the forecast, and then we'll go through and we'll interact with you guys a little bit. But just understand that 10,000 of you are commenting. It's just impossible to even see them, honestly, because once I can read it and 10 seconds later, there's 30 more comments. So it's not that we're ignoring you, but we're going to get through the analysis and then we're going to get to you and interact with you all a little bit more. So from a standpoint, Matt and I were just talking a little bit, and we were talking about kind of the setup and looking at things, and some of the stuff we're seeing are things that we've not really seen before. There's some questions to how all of this is going to play out, and what exactly we're going to deal with, and we're going to get into that. So this is a winter storm for the books here. I mean, we've got winter storm warnings across half of the country. We're probably population wise, I would guess impact here of I don't know, over 150 million people, maybe more. I mean, when you include the Northeast and
Yeah.
through the Ohio Valley in Texas, I don't know the impact, but it's impacting hundreds of millions of people. Um,
I mean,
is so we'll look at we're going to give you the forecast and we're going to get to it. So you're looking at live radar this morning with the incredibly busy alerts all over it. um, and yet these are winter storm warnings here across the Ohio Valley. Let me refresh this real quick. And then you go down here across Arkansas. These are extreme cold warnings
and winter storm warnings too.
and winter storm warnings.
Yep. We've got winter storm
Kansas.
warnings from Dallas to Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just not something you normally see. And by I think by later today, Matt, those will all stretch into the Northeast too, and everybody will be in one.
Oh yeah.
But look
I
down here,
agree.
northern Mississippi, ice storm warnings. You've got ice storm warnings in just northeast of Atlanta. You're probably going to get more of those over here into the Carolinas and Virginia.
Yep.
Um, so just crazy, just a crazy look here.
I can't
do want
recall,
to let
Michael, a map that's been this widespread with anything.
no.
It's literally the eastern 2/3 of the country is lit up like a Christmas tree right now.
I'll show you. Just go here. This is kind of easier to read. That's just the weather.gov. So basically all but about 10 states have some type of, or maybe 12 states have some type of winter weather warning to it. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Now, real quick, guys, this stream we're partnered up with our friends at Custom Disaster Recovery and Restoration here out of Indy. Make sure to show them some love. You guys have any pipes that bust, and I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of them. They may help you with that. Let them know you saw them over on BAMWX. So let's get into the analysis. All right, let's talk about this in general with timing. We'll go over timing and impacts, and then we'll go over accumulations and the risks and the ideas behind the accumulation. So I've got the RRFS up here, and we're going to get right into this. And Matt, when I get kind of closer to where we're going here, I want you to kind of talk about, the gap in the second round as we go beyond that. So um, this is as Eastern time is displayed on the top right hand portion of the screen. Okay. And this is 8 a.m. Saturday. So snow has broken out across Missouri and North Arkansas, and Arkansas and Oklahoma. They're dealing with three different types of precipitation through this storm. You've got snow, sleet, and ice. North Texas, down in South Texas, there you're probably dealing with thunderstorms. I did see a general thunderstorm risk in the forecast today, I believe. So this is 8 a.m. Saturday as this storm really starts to gear up. Take you to 11 a.m. It continues to move across the south central U.S., approaching southern Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Nashville. Now, the onslaught or the beginning of this, as I like to call it, you don't have a ton of risk for warmer air across portions of Kentucky and Tennessee, but the second wave, I do want to talk about the risk of that. Here's out to 2 o'clock Saturday from I-70 South, Cincy South, snow's breaking out. Probably not quite into Indy yet at that point, but getting close. Springfield, St. Louis still getting snow, heavy snow and sleet. Nashville over towards Cape Girardeau there in Missouri. The boot heel of Missouri. Okay, we'll go to 5 o'clock. Now, I want you guys to see this, and then Matt, we get to 8 o'clock. I'm going to hand it off to you just to kind of talk about this. But I know a lot of people are seeing this gap here, and probably wondering, well, what's going on with that, and we're going to kind of talk about that. But as we go forward, you can see it starts to try to fill in. Again, the initial wave, the first round, it's mainly snow for Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, from around I-70 South. The reason I say around I-70 South initially, guys, is this bad boy right here. You see this big blue H up there. Initially, I think we're going to have some issues battling the drier air because this high pressure is just ushering in dry air. So we're going to have to. Some of this stuff initially, Matt, I think as it might be on radar but not hitting the ground for a time.
Yeah, there will be some dry air issues to battle with at first. So the onset as this moves north will probably be quite light, I would imagine, because it's going to have to battle that dry air at first. But it's going to be very cold as the snow's falling. It's not going to be particularly too windy either. So that doesn't mean roads can't get slick, but we'll have to battle that. But that first wave there, Michael, that's kind of the first impulse of the Gulf moisture shifting into the Arctic air. And then you start to get another impulse that starts to move off the Rockies and slide east. In between those two areas, I know this particular model has a lot of gaps there. I would be suspect that it's completely void in those areas. If you were to look at an atmospheric sounding, it still indicates some snow, but it probably will be lighter in variety for a time at that point. But look at the freezing rain. Nashville all the way to Dallas, Central Texas at this point. That's nasty stuff. Now, as the system more or less, Michael, starts to phase, and you can see what this model is already doing at this point, it's starting to fill in those blues, which I fully anticipate happening. It really starts to ramp up, and especially, as we get through Sunday morning, getting into the afternoon, you're going to see these darker shades of blue really start to fill in from southwest to northeast. At the same time, we get another low that develops Alabama, that starts to move into the eastern Tennessee Valley. And when that happens, you get some what's called deformation, the wraparound moisture around that low. And you get into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, you're in the Ohio Valley, that's kind of game on for the snow. And then there's going to be that sharp transition, especially for some of you folks in Kentucky, Lexington area, south of Cincinnati there. You're going to be riding a fine line between heavy snow, heavy sleet, and then heavy freezing rain. But make no doubt about it, if you're kind of into central Kentucky there, it doesn't matter what precipitation type it is going to be very impactful. It just doesn't matter. It's just what type of impacts will you see at that point. But going to be absolutely nasty. In the Ohio Valley as well, again, keep in mind these snow liquid ratios are going to be very high as the snow's falling. It's going to be very prone to blowing snow, wind risk. These aren't the craziest winds. It's not your typical blizzard criteria type of winds as it moves through, but blowing snow issues, visibility reductions, getting into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. You're in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, northern Kentucky. It will be nasty out there. If you have any plans getting into Sunday afternoon in the Ohio Valley, I would just cancel it, to be honest. I don't know how you're going to get around.
I tossed up, Matt, the temperatures kind of as you were, along with the snow falling, and that's just the air temperature. It really is going to feel like 0 degrees as it's snowing in the Ohio Valley with the wind.
Right. The common, everyone always thinks it's 10-to-1, the ratio. So if you were to melt 10 inches of snow, you get 1 inch of rain. In this case, it's probably going to be closer to 18-to-1, Michael, on the north side of this, which is almost double of what's considered normal. Although the normals, we hardly ever get 10-to-1 ratios, it seems like. But
Matt, I want you to address something and kind of tell folks what you think about this. Real quick, what I want to do is I want to show the overnight GFS, because I've harped a lot on the GFS. And here's what it has in Kentucky. And for those of you, watching, it is putting down 25 inches of snow with one wave. And so what I want folks to understand, what I want to talk about is how far south and east that is. And in the area that it's doing that, the risk level of mixing of precip is, how high is it, Matt? I mean, there's the RRFS right where the GFS is putting that big.
I think the GFS is having a hard time seeing the warm nose, and it's too broad. Its resolution's too broad. It's not seeing the mixing and the fine line there. And I think part of it too, Michael, the sleet, it's including in the snow calculation as well. It's just not seeing that. It's got a little bit of a cold bias anyway with that. And I think the GFS has been a little bit lost with the system anyway from the get-go. I don't think it sees the low and the associated warm nose with it. I think it's Looney Tunes with 2 feet of snow there to eastern Kentucky. It's just wrong, in my opinion.
I do too. And I just, the more I look at this RRFS, and we'll continue to time this out a little bit. For those that have been watching since Monday, we've done the client lives since Monday. I mean, this storm is panning out to exactly what we've said it was going to do, almost really since Monday. I mean, for 5 straight days. And what it's doing is it's, you watch the area of low pressure here, okay? It's handing off here. A surface low is developing off the coast. It's the transfer situation that we've talked about. There it goes right there. There goes your low, and it pulls off to the north and east. And what's happened over time, in my opinion, is we've seen this, the overall swath of this go from west to east, Matt, to more southwest to northeast, a little bit more of like a defined band on the backside, and the axis moving from southwest to northeast. So that's why all this stuff down here in the south and east has turned to rain and ice. And we don't want to overlook the ice risk that we'll talk about in just a second. But, we have said, I wish I still had the image just so I could share it with you guys. I may have it on my computer. We have said since Monday what this thing was going to do in regards to how far north it was going to go and what the risks were. So I'll be honest with you, just a moment to brag. I mean, we've done a hell of a job with this, dude. I mean,
yeah, I think too, models a couple days ago, starting this week, they struggled to see the phase. And when we talk about phasing, it's just the polar stream and the subtropical stream joining forces. If they don't see that, low that develops into Alabama and the eastern Tennessee Valley, and it's a completely different look. If it doesn't see one thing, it misses all the implications down the line. And so it's just kind of a cascading effect here of the phasing, then the low, then the warmer temperatures, then the precipitation type, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the GFS, it's been awful with that, to be quite frank.
So we go forward here. It's still snowing pretty good. Sunday afternoon. Here's 2 o'clock Eastern. It snows broken out across Ohio, Pennsylvania, up into the north and east. We're ushering warm air up into this, but there's cold air being forced in, shallow cold air at the surface, and there's a layer of the temperatures that are well below freezing, which illustrates the extreme risk for a nasty ice storm in North Carolina, Virginia area there. And then the mixing getting all the way up now into New Jersey and Long Island, even possibly sleet up there into New York City, possibly even as the transfer happens, and then the cold rushes in behind this. Now, other parts of this storm that I wanted to discuss as the storm comes through, we will get to accumulations. There's a ton of you asking. We'll get to them, and we'll talk about that. But one thing here, that I think does deserve a mention is as the low level jet fires up Sunday and the jet really works in. These are visibility on the right and wind on the left. The nose of the jet really works into the Ohio Valley, and as snow's coming down for a time, guys, 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. I'm not talking about crazy off the chart wind, but enough wind during that snow coming down that visibilities are going to be less than half of a mile, at times a quarter of a mile. I don't believe anybody reaches the blizzard criteria warning for the National Weather Service. But I believe it will be, what's the word you used, Matt? Blizzard-esque?
Blizzard-esque.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I believe with how dry and fine and powdery the snow is, that it will be blowing around like hell, and it will be nasty. So just something to keep in mind. It may feel like a blizzard at times.
Right. It won't take much winds to blow around, just given the nature of the snow. But the snowfall rates at that time will be pretty solid as well. So the combination of the two, yeah, you'll look out the window and you'll be questioning whether it's even a blizzard or not. So
yeah, like here, I mean, if you accumulate 4 to 5 inches of snow in a 6-hour window, it's half inch, 3/4 of an inch snow rates per hour. So that's impressive.
for sure.
Now, the backside of this, let me get back real quick to the simulated radar here. I don't want to neglect our friends out east and in the Northeast either. But you can see what this model does in particular on the backside is it makes it seem as if the snow shuts off across the Ohio Valley while it's snowing pretty hard up there still in New England. By Monday afternoon, the snow is still falling, and you probably have some lake effect snow too. But what I want to direct your attention to is even into Monday morning, there's probably still a potential, Matt, for snow to still be falling. Until
the polar trough moves through, which is those reds right there over Indiana and Ohio Monday morning. In my opinion, until that passes, we probably still have flurries around. It just always happens with these big systems. There's always these light flurries that never get picked up on the models. And it's going to be so cold at that point, it just takes just a little bit of upward motion to produce the flurries. So in my opinion, you still have that. And I think if you're downwind of Lake Michigan, you're downwind of Erie, and then even in Ontario as well, you likely will be dealing with some type of lake effect snow as the system pulls off to the east behind this as well. So even into Monday morning, you're not completely out of the woods yet, in my opinion, and it's going to be downright cold. I mean, It's a pure Arctic air mass in place.
Well, I do want to direct folks real quick to get things like that, risks and things that arise, things that cause problems on the backside of things. I do want to get folks to our website and talk about real quick, because we have been talking about this, if you will, since Monday, talking about this and the live streams and talking about it to our clients. Clarity, we've got it made for you guys. I mean, this is some stuff that happens inside the application. It's go to bamwx.com, or we're going to put the sign up link in here. It's already there. join the platform, just the home platform in general. We've been sending these lives to the chats, and we've been analyzing this stuff, breaking it down since Monday. I mean, I'll tell you guys, we have been well ahead of everybody on this thing. I mean, it has been we've been well ahead of it. It's just, I don't say that to be arrogant or anything, but we really have done a great job with this. And if you want to continue to get our analysis, because we only really take it to socials, an hour before or a day before the storm impacts. So we've been analyzing this for several days. So we encourage you all, check it out. You can get Home Basic for $99 a year, or the Home Premium for $249 a year, and you get our lives, you get this kind of stuff, but so much more. So we really encourage you, check it out, sign up, and take advantage. So Matt, we've gone through the gamut here. I'm going to show the snowfall forecast here, and out of Clarity, and kind of show folks what we're thinking for total snow.
Okay. There you go.
So we'll start with snow, and then we'll move to ice. But this is in general here, and I'll tell you the way our table works here, or our forecast is. Let's say if you see the red, that's an 8 to 12 inch forecast. Okay, that's a range of 8 to 12 inches. If you see the first shade of like that dirty yellow or light orange, that's a 12 to 16 inch forecast. And then the next shade is 14 to 16. So, and then the green, when you see that color, that's an 18 to 24 inch total. So this is the projected snow totals right now. I will tell you guys that there is data. There's a component of this that is a tad northwest of it. That's the European. Matt, do you have this dynamic ratio in a wider view that you could send? The European, it's so funny because we've been in a battle with the GFS and the European. They've both been consistent, and I'm telling you, the GFS has been consistently wrong. We're going to see that, as you guys will see what happens. It's not going to be right. You're not going to get 25 inches of snow in eastern Kentucky. But this tool we put in Clarity uses a blend of all the weather data. And so it's taking into account the blend of the GFS and the American model data, which can be causing this. Okay. So, I just had a client send me Monday's map. This will be fun. I want to show the folks on here that are considering. This is from my stream on Monday that I drew.
I just sent you the wider view of the Eurodynamic as well.
Perfect. Richard, thank you for sending that. I appreciate that, man. This guy, by the way, this guy's awesome. Gives me IU tickets, and this is a good dude. But this, we talked about this on Monday being the primary area for snow. It's a little north, but this is what we were talking about back on Monday. Okay, so Matt sent the one. Whoop, hold on. Let me pull it up here. This is the European model using the dynamic snow liquid ratio. Talk about this a little bit, Matt. What does that mean, and what are you thinking?
So usually a model is either going to do just straight 10-to-1 snow liquid ratios, or there's one called Kuchera, which is an algorithm. It takes into account temperatures aloft. But this is the model itself trying to compute the snow liquid ratios based off of basically all the factors that go into the snow liquid ratio calculation here. And so it's the model trying to be smart with its snow liquid ratio. The problem in this instance, at least in my opinion, as far as these more extreme totals on the north side of this, towards say like in Indianapolis, the northern sections of Ohio here, is I think it's a little bit too heavy just based off the profiles here. I would like to see a little bit of a colder air aloft, because it is going to be very cold at the surface, but up in the atmosphere, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 feet up, there's some relatively warm air. It's not warm by any stretch of the imagination, but not what I would call ideal for snow crystal development. And so that just has me believe that this may be a little bit too cooked. But I do think, Michael, that's probably very realistic for a lot of areas on the north side of this. I just think it's a little bit too heavy with that. But this dynamic snow looker ratio, in most cases, just is a little bit more realistic as far as versus just straight Kuchera, which you may see on weather modeling websites. Or it's definitely more accurate than 10-1.
I just had an update there for you. I just thought I'd toss that in. That's our latest map.
There's our official forecast right there.
That's the official forecast. That's our new employee, Buddy the Elf. No, that's actually a little funny story. The other night I was showing some model data, and I pulled up a model that put like 18 inches of snow down across like 300 million states, and it was my first comment was, holy Santa Claus shit, because sometimes you show maps that you don't mean to show, and then you say things you don't mean to say. And it was actually I think it was on a client live when I said it, or maybe it was a free. I don't remember what it was, but
I think it was a client live. Yeah.
Yeah. But there is one other important critical update to show you as well. I do believe there will be a high demand of liquor across the United States this weekend as well with the ice. And I'm going to thank my friend JD for sending that one. I get all the good models here, all the good images to send while I'm live that people text me to put on the map. So I figured, I don't know what the random red circle there is in Wisconsin, but I think everybody drinks in Wisconsin anyway. So
yeah, that's just Wisconsin. There's always a red there.
Yeah. All right, back to serious business. Snowfall totals. Let's look here at let's look at some comments, Matt. Let's see what we got.
I think one risk versus this map we have here is the southern edge of this, just with some of those mixing issues, maybe a little bit too extreme.
I think it's the GFS throwing it off. It's this.
Yeah, it's the GFS and the GEFS, the ensemble counterpart. I think is a little bit too broad brush there on the southern edge. But regardless, on the southern edge, that's where the freezing rain is going to happen. So you are not out of the woods. Questions here. Blanton's. Someone said Blanton's. Agree?
I got a few bottles over there of it. Indy. Yeah. So Indy, I mean, right now that's a 10.1 inch forecast. We have Indy an 8 to 12. I think a 10-inch forecast is probably spot on.
Yeah, I think it's solid
right now. Yeah, I mean, the Euro says 12. I don't know. I think we might be tough to get that. Not out of the question, but we'll go over probabilities in just a second.
Ice for Jasper? Don't think so.
Yeah, no ice. Richmond, Indiana. I mean, there's Richmond, 10.1.
Same boat as Indy, really.
Mm-hmm. Fort Wayne, you're up there. I mean, you're going to probably get some snow. You're just at risk at having lower totals on that north end like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Guys, okay. So the city questions, like if you could just look at where you live on the map, that's helpful. It's very. I mean, I can try to answer these, but if you're in Crawfordsville or Indy, it's probably all the same. St. Louis, I mean, yeah, you're in the red, 8 to 12. That's a 9-inch forecast. So,
seen a few questions east, Michael. Let me pan the
east. Let's see.
If you could, Michael, show the freezing rain as well.
Yep.
Some folks, I saw a few questions. DC area. Probably get some solid ice there. DC, northern Delaware, probably some ice component even towards New York City as well. Gnarly ice event, Virginia, North Carolina, upstate South Carolina. Yeah.
I mean, a forecast from the blend of a half inch of ice is pretty wild.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I saw a stat somewhere. I forget where I saw it. How much a half inch of ice weighs on a power line? It's like 1,000 pounds or something. I can't remember what it was. It was crazy, but it was hard to imagine.
Yeah, I think Noah was one of our meteorologists. Noah Began was talking yesterday. Someone he went to school with, talking about even 0.1 inches of ice on the power lines weighs like a ton, and that's just 0.1. So imagine 5 times that. Significant. Now the issue with, or I guess not the issue, but with this ice forecast is the winds aren't crazy. With the winds, I mean,
Yeah.
we've had ice events where the winds have been really robust, but at the same time, that's going to help probably more of just the ice stacking on top of each other, or stacking on top of itself, versus kind of blowing in the wind here. So poses its own unique challenges here. But yeah, significant ice storm, Dallas to Nashville, I'd say, and then north of Atlanta to Richmond, Virginia. I bet
Yep.
you they increase the ice warnings north and east of where that one is in northeastern Georgia, northern
Real
North
quick,
Carolina.
Matt, I saw someone say that the NWS was saying that there's compaction issues with the snowfall here in Indy.
Yeah, I think they mentioned that in their area forecast discussion.
What's your opinion on that?
I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong, if I have to be honest. I mean, there is going to be compaction.
Oh, I want you to be honest.
I think there will be compaction. That's just going to happen. And in particular, they were talking about, they were using the snow depth change in the models versus the snow amount falling from the sky, like a Kuchera ratio. I just don't think that's going to be enough of a factor where it's going to greatly decrease the snowfall totals by multiple inches. In my experience, Michael, that just doesn't happen, especially when it's really cold like this. Significant compaction, just that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe in a wetter snow type of situation, but not.
That's exactly what I was
snow.
going to say.
Yeah.
I've compaction and dry powdery snow makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's like the opposite.
Right.
So, okay. What I have here, guys, is the probability of 6 inches or more of snow. If you see that solid black line, you're basically pretty much guaranteed 6 inches. I mean, based on the blend of all the models. Pretty remarkable there to see that much. Let's go to the foot of snow probability, though, in 48 hours. Look at that up there in northern Oklahoma and southern Kansas, a 96% probability of
96%.
Yeah, of a foot or more.
Wild.
I mean, that is not something you see every day. We'll move that east. Greatest probability of a foot or more here is going to come from Cincy to Columbus to Evansville. Evansville, you're at a 91% probability of a foot or more of snow. Louisville, you're at 86%. St. Louis, 49. Indianapolis, 57. That's gone up. That was 49 earlier. And then over here into the north and east, I mean, Kingston, 97%. Central Pittsburgh, 92%. Boston, 97% of a foot or more. So just a classic big old frickin' northeast snowstorm up there for sure.
I did an update for clients yesterday, Michael, in the Northeast, and I could not find a model that was not widespread, minimum 12 inches there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's data that just goes crazy in the Northeast.
Yeah. European being one of those. Yep. Guys, don't forget, give our guys some love at Custom Restoration here out of Indy. They're sponsoring the streams when we do these. Keep them in mind for things, fire damage. If you need a reliable contractor to do reconstruction and repair, those guys at Custom Restoration, they're the dudes for you. Tell them Bam Weather sent you. You saw them over there on the stream. One thing I want to talk about real quick, Matt, that we haven't really touched on is backside temperatures behind this.
Oh, yes.
Because it's ridiculously cold. This is as it's snowing Sunday, by the way, right? like as the snow is falling, it feels like it's below zero in the Ohio Valley. Like a -6 feels like while it's snowing is ridiculous.
Nasty.
But then over the snowpack into Monday morning, you're talking dangerous cold, -30 degrees feels like across Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, even out into Ohio where that snowpack is down. You're going to be looking at just really, really dangerous. I don't think I don't think any schools will be going Monday at all.
No.
And it's very possible that Tuesday they're not going either, because even into Tuesday morning, I
Same
mean,
deal, really.
same deal. Very, very, very cold. It's the type of cold where you throw that boiling water into the air. I think I'm going to do one of those, and it evaporates. Remember
Turns into
that?
snow. Yep.
There was a guy one year, I'll never forget it. He did it, and he couldn't get all the water out, and he got it on his face. Yeah, I cannot believe he didn't literally burn his face off, but somehow he didn't. So, anyways,
Yeah, I think this Euro is probably on it, Michael. You got the snowpack down. You've got the Arctic high moving overhead. It's just going to be downright cold.
yeah, I mean it's below zero feeling for multiple days. I don't know your heat, guys. Your heat bills, your electric bills, they are going to be sky freaking high. They're just not going to shut off.
I mean, gosh, look at in Florida there. Feels like temperatures into the 20s.
Someone said, sorry to keep asking, is the GFS holding snow totals back with all the blend of models like you had said yesterday? I personally feel that it's making the south end a little tough.
Yeah,
This
I
is
agree.
our map that's out to our clients right now, that we hand drawn, and you can see that we have completely avoided we've completely avoided the GFS solution there in Kentucky, and actually Rory down there in Southeast Kentucky that, you may not, there could be a lot of mixing going on and even rain at some point, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, especially for folks near Elizabethtown, Lexington. I mean, the clarity totals, the blend totals is massive there, but I'm concerned that you get sleet working in and at times freezing rain as well. That cuts into those totals significantly, and the GFS just doesn't see that, doesn't see it at all, and that
Yep.
that goes into the blend. So
Yep. Agreed. Someone said, why does it seem like the Midwest is always a transition zone between the plains and the Northeast and lower total? Because it is. I mean, it is. It's geographically, it's where these lows, start to go poleward. They start to go north, and they hand off energy. That's the way that it's been. It's the way that it always will be. So it's just is what it is.
yep, and as these upper level systems move east, and your winds aloft start to sprawl out, and it supports downward or upward motion down in the lower levels, it usually helps form a low somewhere in the southeast US. That's just what happens geographically, climatologically. And as that low moves along the east coast, that's the transfer situation. It just always happens. They're showing
This
us
is a funny comment. I have
Well,
to put it up there. It's right there. It's for you. Do you believe it will snow somewhere in the Midwest in the next 2 months? I'd say I feel pretty good about that.
yep.
Guys, one last time here, I do want to mention, not that, but that is something.
It's important right there. Yeah.
It is important. Go to Clarity, hit the sign up link, and it'll be here in the comments in just a second. Come and join. 98% of our live streams and our stuff that goes into Clarity is behind the paywall. There's a lot of cool stuff that goes into it. ClarityWX.com/sign up. Check it out. Come and join us. Going to be a continued push for that. But a couple of things in Clarity, like our hour by hour forecast that is immensely detailed. It's you're not going to find anything like it. Our daily forecast that has our insights in it from our human forecasters, timing, winter storm arrivals. This is for anywhere in the country, by the way. Hand drawn maps. You go into the chat. This is where all the analysis has been. These are all the live videos we've done. These are all client lives where we've talked about, this storm coming up. So it does all kinds of things, guys, not to mention just the really cool layers that you get access to. There's not a platform like it anywhere that incorporates the human element into it. Radar that updates every 2 minutes, multi-radar, multi-sensor, precipitation type. And then we also have the future radar in here that is accessible to all the clients. Check it out. I mean, there it comes. So Clarity is an awesome platform, and we just would love to get y'all signed up to it. So that kind of concludes. I'll show the forecasts one more time. Snow forecast here across the area, and again, if you're up into the Northeast, I mean, these are crazy snow totals. That's the 7-day. I'm going to do the 3-day. Yep. Sorry, I'm going to do the 3-day. This just covers this storm, but that red is a swath of 8 to 12 inches. If you're in the red, it's 8 to 12 inches of snow all along I-70 through Columbus, Pittsburgh. That yellow is a foot or more. Okay. And so it's a great, it's a big old frickin' smack, really. It's
massive.
It's just huge. It's just crazy. And yeah, that's the snow forecast. And then here's the ice as well. A very dangerous component to the storm as well, from Dallas to Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, over to the Carolinas, and even bleeding up into Virginia and the Northeast a little bit. Just a nasty storm in general. So, Matt, any closing remarks here before we sign off with the people?
I would say stay safe and get your liquor today.
Ooh, that's good advice.
Yeah,
that's good
advice.
So. I'm going to have a little bit tonight, a little cigar, and before this all goes down. I will have a client live today. We will do a client live at around 4 p.m. Okay. So if you're on here and you're not a Clarity client, make sure you take advantage of that. And thousands and thousands of people have done it. I think it comes down to I don't know, pennies a day, like 17 cents a day, or maybe even be less than that. I can't remember. But we will be back for a client live this afternoon, and we'll keep talking about the latest data and what it has to say for the snowfall forecast. So, Matt, thanks for joining.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yep. All right, guys, you have a great, wait 1 second. What's my cigar of choice? That's an important question. I can answer that. It's normally a Sweet Jane. I mean, at the end of the day, the Sweet Jane is my favorite cigar. It's a tie. It's a close second as the Fat Bottom Betty.
That's what I was going to say. The Betty.
Yeah, those are really good cigars.
Yep.
And my go-to favorite bourbon is an Eagle Rare. It's just, it's just what I like.
Over Blanton's?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Eagle Rare, a lot of people forget it's aged 10 years. It's just a little bit better. I don't know. Just like it better. So
yeah, I love it.
How do you become a client? Yeah, it's a great question. You click the sign up link in the chat, guys, and I'll put a QR code up for you too if you want to scan it. Let's do this. There you go. Use that maybe. Hopefully that's right. Scan that, and you can, if you're on your computer screen or whatever, I'm going to scan it, make sure it's the right one. It's pretty easy to do, but yeah, it just goes there and you fill it out. You can sign up and get those client lives pushed to your phone there. So great question. I know I said I was signing off. Sorry. I'm just looking at the last few comments here.
People love your choice of Eagle Rare, Michael.
Ooh, good. Need to know what to expect for Bristol, Tennessee. I mean, feel like we've said it. Bristol, Tennessee. Where is Bristol at? You know, Matt?
That's east.
East,
I think east
ice.
in Knoxville. It's what, snow, then ice, then cold rain.
Yeah.
Some there
Yeah,
too.
maybe.
Those areas that turn over to cold rain as the temperatures drop, getting into Monday, you
They'll
you
freeze
probably
up.
have some refreeze issues getting into Monday morning too. So
Yep. Paid subscription is 2 devices. If you want to add sub users, you can contact us, sales@bamwx.com, and add more users. So,
Michael,
there's
send the
no
link again in the chat if you could. There we go. Some folks
There's
were
the
asking
link.
for the link.
Yeah, it may not be showing up on X. It may not be showing up. The link's in the comments, but it's claritywx.com/sign-up. claritywx.com/sign-up. So, okay. Annual customer here, just one chunk. You forget about it. Well worth it. We love it.
Love it.
All right, guys. Clients, we'll see you back here 4 o'clock. Everybody, thanks for joining. Enjoy this storm. It's going to be a big one. Stay safe, stay warm. Talk to you soon.